What up? What up? What up? Hey, bitch, so my look, yeah, man. Diddy dumb. Ooh, why did he dumb? What the fuck? He's so stupid. Diddy, I think Diddy kind of challenged or something. He might got ADHD. Yo, down. So as we all know, he's not getting charged for the freak off, not guilty for that. Two counts he did get caught guilty on, but he did some dumb stuff. So I guess he probably didn't think that it was gonna go out, go in his favor at this point. He probably just knew he was gonna get that RICO, and he wound up doing sending Cassie some hey Sweco baby. He wound up sending Cassie some text messages. We don't know really at this point what they is about, and this and the third. They did award Diddy a bail, but then Cassie lawyers told the judge, and also too they were saying that they didn't want him to be a flight risk, you know, and allegedly that he was basically supposed to told his lawyer was telling the judge and all of this stuff that they gonna make sure he listen and this that and the third, and also the judge told him um that he don't think that it's serious because he already beat the charges in this that and the third. The judge was like, huh, man. He made did he they denied the bail flat out, flat out. Like, what you mean it's not that serious? Diddy then beat up a girl violently, and not only that, the same woman that he beat up, she told her lawyer about the message that he sent her. And again, we don't know allegedly what the message was about, but whatever it was about, the judge was like, "No, he's not getting out. Sit your ass down." I guess he gonna be in there until he gets sentenced, and I don't know what day he getting sentenced. Have anybody heard about that? What day he getting sentenced? I'm about to play this little news clip. I'ma see do they say on there. But because everybody is so excited and happy. I'm gonna show y'all a little bit what Ground Zero look like. Um there's a lot of people out there the courtroom because allegedly Diddy was supposed to be being let out around 5 and 2 October the 3rd. So October the 3rd, that's when he will be sentenced. Dang. Damn. So he got to stay in there all that. Wow. Won't be no fireworks for him. He probably was like in there dancing, can't nobody hold me down. Oh no. Man. But he should have just shut his daggone mouth. Like Jackie said, what you say? He just can't help himself. Man, he is goofy. Did he probably he like I said, he didn't know what the outcome was gonna be, so he probably had to run his mouth and probably he probably thought he was going to jail. Make sure y'all hit the likes. He probably thought he was going to jail for him to sit up here and send that girl text messages, and the text messages was before they did the verdict, which was the official verdict was today, but they knew a little bit yesterday. But yeah. Oh, ooh, diddy dum, diddy dum, diddy dum, diddy dum. It's shit. Yo, I know he mad. He should have just shut his dag on mouth for a minute. Damn, yo. There were two letters sent to the judge to keep him. Oh, it was two. Damn it. Wow. He done fucked up. Then another guy came out yesterday saying that Diddy allegedly did some things to him. Um I forgot his name, but we heard of him. He this ain't the first time he spoke out. Um I'm gonna get into that probably later on this next week or this week, however. But yeah, I'm gonna get into that. But his name is so familiar. But he definitely said he's suing too. So now he just he he messed his own self up at this point. You just can't stop being evil for a minute. They said he came out there looking like a little sad puppy and stuff because he don't know what his fate was today. And I know he quite sure that he didn't think Cassie was going to show what he sent her, the messages. It's not funny, but it's hilarious because you just couldn't even give your own self a chance to use it. You just couldn't even hold it in just for a minute. Just be patient. You just got to be in control of everything. One from Cassie Lawyer and the other one from Dante Net. That's the one that they threw his case out. That because he was there the whole case. Wow. Remember he came out, Jackie Dante Nash, and said Diddy when he woke up he felt discomfort and all of this stuff, but he don't know, he don't remember kind of like what really happened, but yeah, he know the way his body, why you hurting down there, right? So the lawyer, I mean the judge is not playing. The judge is not playing, and I believe the judge wanted to probably see him go down too, but the judge probably, I don't know. Well, you got to see. But in my opinion, I hope the judge give him the maximum sentence that he possibly can, because at the end of the day, we know Diddy is a monster. The judge probably know Diddy is a monster. Most of the world know that he's a monster, but a lot of the stuff it's not proven, and then a lot of people is not coming out. But let's get on Ground Zero real quick. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on because I think the family should be coming out right about now. They already did. Um. So yeah, they was out there talking about free Diddy. Somebody threw water. It was a lot going. It's a lot going on. It's a lot of people. I wish he showed like how many people down there, but it's a lot of people down there.
I'm loving it.
Expecting
I'm loving
and
it.
waiting
He's going
for
to sit
Diddy
in
to
prison
come.
now. He's going to prison. Straight from MDC. He's going to come in. He's going to get sentenced. He's looking anywhere from 5 to 10 years. That's bad. That's bad. That's bad. That's bad. That's bad. That's bad. And guess what?
Not that
And
bad.
guess what? Hold on.
It's
Hold
just facing
on.
a RICO.
Wait. Hold on.
Look at that light.
Wait. Hold on.
Look at that light, Mike.
Can I finish? Can I finish? According to when you're dealing with the feds, they go
How the
by
hell
sentencing
only
guidelines
2
chart,
counts?
right?
Exactly.
Now his office level, if it starts at a 20, if it starts at let's say at 20, he getting 2 points enhancement for Cassie.
Right,
He's getting 2
Swecko.
points
How
enhancement
only
for Jane
2
Doe. And guess what?
counts,
Those
y'all?
numbers is gonna look different. I'm telling you,
That's
those numbers
terrible.
gonna look different. And if
That's
y'all ain't never
terrible.
been locked up before,
And then
one
they
day in
wonder
jail
why a lot
is a
of people
terror.
Yes.
don't come out.
Along with
Facts.
when you
Drop
compare it to
likes,
5 years
votes,
of
and likes.
when you've been living in a $50 million mansion, and now you in a 5 by 10 cell.
His hair is white. They said his hair is
I
white.
told you. Hold on. I've been telling you from the beginning. You've been calling me a prophet. I've been calling it how
You got nothing to drink in there?
Guess what? Keep the music going. Keep it going.
Drop the lights.
Keep the music going.
Drop the lights. Likes up. Hit the
music
poll.
going.
Hit the poll.
Y'all can follow me
Diddy
on
trial.
356.
Bill denied.
Y'all, that's Oota on Go. Make sure y'all go and check his channel out. He got all kinds of stuff. He been dead since day one, since the trial started. Since the juror was selected, he was there from day one, A1. He got some funny stuff because people be like going crazy, arguing. Oh, he got some good footage. It's a lot of footage, but this just shows you basically a little bit how people was feeling Yeah, girl, he funny. He is funny. I be tripping off of him because he be saying some stuff out his mouth, and it's us a slap in the face. Yeah, and not even only that. This is why a lot of people don't come out and say, what's going on, because at the end of the day, he ain't get punished. So why? I mean, this happened. This not like the only trial that this happened, and it happens a lot of times all around the board. Like, and people be like ashamed to come out because they feel as though their accuser is not going to get in trouble, just like Diddy. Ain't nobody going to get punished. So a lot of times people suffer in silence because they scared. Because even when Cassie was up there and when the cross came, they made her feel like, and Jane too, and Bona, they made them feel like they were the accusers. Well, the accusee or whatever it's called, but they made them feel like it was their fault that these things happened to them. So yeah, this is the open up your eye, and it is the weakest case. Yeah, but this stuff just opens your eyes and look at what's going on all around America. You understand what I'm saying? This is sad, but it is true. This is what's going on now. But I'm gonna play a little bit more of that. I don't want to play a lot of his content because
This is
I
what's
ain't
going on.
trying
Everything
to
that
hit
I'm saying
YouTube
is
all
a
in my
fact.
ass.
Guess what? Everything that they couldn't charge him with, that's karma. That's God right there.
Likes up, likes
That's
up, likes
God
up.
saying, you know what? You're not gonna get out of here. Watch,
OOTAONGO.
watch
Oota
the,
on go.
watch the family walk out crying.
Wow.
Watch all of them walk out crying. Watch all of them walk out crying. Janice told him she created
She
a
said I don't
monster.
want to get
And guess
peed
what?
on.
That's karma.
She says you still want to get peed
That's
on.
karma.
Oh, she said somebody still want to get peed on.
Right.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I like that. He's inspired by
Mike,
Mike.
I still
He
want
was
to get
moved
peed
by
on.
Mike. He's having a
I still want to get peed on.
Wait, hold
can't blame
on.
it on
Hold. You saying I can't blame it on his moms? Let me tell you about his moms. His moms did not have a mom in the agency. His mom was a madam. She had a brothel. And guess what? She raised him up like this was her boyfriend, bro. She didn't raise him up like that's her son.
That's hearsay.
That ain't hearsay. That's what I seen with my own eyes. Come
You
on,
know
man.
Diddy personally?
Come on. I don't know Diddy personally.
Y'all get the lights
I'm
up.
not gonna lie and say I do. I don't know him personally, but I know people around him that's been there. You can say whatever you want, but guess what? I'm not kissing my mother on the mouth and having IV in my arms with her sitting here saying, "Yeah, we both getting the drip," and they knowing that they getting the drip after. Excuse me. You know they getting the drip after these long parties. How you got your mother in these parties?
They say you have
Shout out to
animosity.
Chalucci. I ain't got no qualms with him. That's my boy. But yo, he know where my position stand. I ain't never changed. Have I ever changed?
No.
I just told him I was gonna lay off the kids. I told the kids, yo, I'm not gonna mess with y'all, and that was it. That was love. Did I? Yo, hold on.
Yes, you did,
Did I
Mike.
tell?
Yes,
Listen,
you did, Mike.
did I tell Justin you was right there with me, you and Justin?
Yes.
Did I tell Justin, yo,
Yes, you
yo,
did.
listen, I'm not gonna come at y'all.
Yeah.
And
You
he said that's
apologize.
love, right?
Yeah, and Justin said that's love, bro.
Come on, man.
I was there with
But
you,
keep
Mike.
the party going. I want everybody.
Dang, so where he was coming at the kids, because I had to answer the daggone phone but this is just a hot mess, for real, a hot mess. But I'm surprised that he only got 2 counts. I'm really am. I'm just appalled. Like at the end of the day, he deserved everything, all the everything that they say he did. That's what he deserved. I think. There is a press conference now. Dang, for Diddy on what? Let's check out what the news was saying. They got a whole press conference about this nigga. This is just a lot. It's a lot. Diddy is really famous. He really famous now for doing dumb shit. Yeah, she is. I don't know what's wrong with
No, we just saw that sketch of Sean Combs kneeling in prayer, and over the last 24 hours, that is what we have seen since the jury began its deliberations.
So they said when Diddy came out, he was like, "Let's pray," and the whole family, like, just all of them, just like bowed their heads, and he started praying, and then they clapped their hands like he's some type of God or Jesus or something, Like, I was like, this is getting out of control. Yeah, I'm sick of it. But see, they so used to Diddy being the head man in charge, he still runs shit in jail. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, even though he not there at the homes, he's still really running shit.
The family has held several group prayers inside of the courtroom. And this morning, as the jury began to deliberate again, because they were still hung on that first count, he led them in a prayer asking God to bless their hearts. He was praying for a not guilty verdict and for God to watch over his family. He then sat down at his seat and read Psalms 11. It was a printout of Psalms 11 as the court proceeding began. He never looked up. You could see he was meditating, really focused on what was going to come his way. They didn't know what this mixed verdict was this morning, and so his attorneys were very anxious this morning as they came into the courtroom, somber faces, not knowing what to expect and how long it might take to deliberate on count one where they were hung yesterday. So then when Judge Arun Submarinian came, he read the note. He said the note was returned at 9:52 a.m. saying that they had reached a verdict on all 5 counts. And then he brought the jury into the room to read their verdict one by one, count by count. The first verdict, racketeering conspiracy, not guilty. You saw him do a fist pump, and he was still looking down. He never looked up. He was still kind of meditating, waiting for, anticipating all of the verdicts for each charges, for each count. And so then they listed sex trafficking, Casa Ventura. He nodded his head. Interstate prostitution for Casa Ventura. Guilty. He was shocked. He was visibly affected when that one came. You could tell he was not ready for that to come, like a kinetic, like a real serious shock, because I think, once you start hearing the repetitive not guilty verdicts,
I know, right?
An assumption that there was going to continue to be a not guilty verdict. So then after that, as they began to read the verdicts, he grabbed Timmy Garagos' hand. They were fist pumping. His attorneys, complete 180. They couldn't even sit down waiting for the verdict to be read. They were nervous, and they were kind of spread out. It was almost like a security detail. One was positioned here, one was positioned here, one was positioned back there, and they were pacing back and forth, waiting for that verdict to be read. They were all seated when the verdict was read. They were all smiling. When Judge Arun Submarinian, they told the juror to ask juror number 1, juror number 2, juror number 3, is this your verdict? Each one of them said yes, yes, yes. That is when we saw a moment when Sean Combs reached over to one of his lead attorneys, Tenny Garagos. He grabbed her, he kissed her on the cheek, beaming and smiling. During this time, he leaned back, he kept turning towards his family. I'm coming home, I'm coming home. It's gonna be okay. And also, as they were polling the jury, you could see Sean Combs looking at them, trying to make eye contact with them with his hands. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you very much. That's kind of like a humility that he's shown throughout the trial, communications that he was actually admonished for during the trial for trying to make eye contact with the jury and connect with them. I don't believe any juror looked back at him. You could see a few of them kind of smiling, looking downwards, but I was focused on Sean Combs. He was about 10 feet to my left the entire trial, where he was seated at his defense table and the press row. And so he just kept thanking the jury. As the jury exited, he again was just thanking the jury, thanking the jury. And that is when we saw that dramatic moment. When the jury exited the courtroom, he dropped down to his knees. No one saw it coming. You looked over, he was on his knees, very prayerful, being very thankful for the verdict that was rendered, being acquitted of all of those charges. His family, as they have been known.
Nah, he was really happy that he didn't get put guilty for that RICO. He was thankful for that, because that was the biggest one, because that would have gave him life, or basically. So he was right. Did he about what, 50? Did he come home in 90? That's a lot. You know what I'm saying? Who want to be like that for 40 years at the age of 50 something? That's tough. Like he just, I didn't want to talk about that. Anyway, whew, this was a lot. Diddy was thankful until those letters popped up. Bam! Sit the fuck down. Put him back in shackles. Take his ass to jail. Yo was like, yeah, I got that motherfucking Millie. Ma, you got the check? She like, yeah, son, I got it. Ma, make sure they get it right away. I'm putting the papers in. I'm going to bail review. And as soon as he get the bail review, bam! You turn around. What? What's going on? What's going on? It's not funny, but it's hilarious. I told y'all that earlier.
To do when they get into this moment of prayer, they
nothing but the
all bowed their
devil.
head. They were standing, they bowed their head, and then when he stood up, then there was loud cheers in the courtroom, loud cheers, a couple of outbursts of cheers. You saw him hugging his attorney, hugging Tina Garagos, Mark Agnifilo, his face beet red, group hugs. You know, he has 9 attorneys, so they were group hugging. You could hear them saying, dream team, dream team. I was in the elevator with Mark Agnifilo. I asked him, you know, he said he's never felt like this in 34 years. I said, well, what does that feel like? He said, I am relieved that I'm not miserable. When the not guilty verdict, when he was acquitted of all those top charges, Judge Arun Subramanian said, government, is there anything from the government? The government said no. Then he asked Mark Agnifilo, is there something from the defense? He goes, absolutely. I believe this defendant, having been acquitted of the most serious charges, he should be returned to his family. He should be able to return to his home at Two-Star Island. He said that he treasures this opportunity and he would never run afoul of any opportunities should he be released on bail. Maureen Comey, the lead prosecutor for this case, stood up. She vigorously fought against the bail the same way she vigorously argued this entire case, saying, listen, these underlying circumstances still exist. You heard the testimony. You heard what these victims testified to in terms of the violence and the threats, and these are still mitigating factors, and they still exist. At that point, Tina Garagos, you could see her going off. She was pointing her finger at Mark Agnifilo, just kind of like, you could just frustrated that there was still no, the government was still relentless in their prosecution of Sean Combs. Then the judge asked specific questions. What does this look like? If he is released on bail, Mark Agnifilo, what does that look like? Does he walk out of the front door today? He said, absolutely yes. I don't have a bail package prepared, a formal bail package, which is required in this situation, but off the cuff, we propose $1 million. We have 3 responsible family members who are here who can sign for the bail. We already have his passport. We rented out his plane. His plane is in Maui right now, so has no access to his personal plane. So he will never, he would not jeopardize any opportunity there would be should he be released on bail.
It's his
and
ego.
Then Judge
his ego is very strong. So mind y'all, this news case was already before those letters came and those, you know what I'm saying. So at this point, everybody believing Diddy is coming home on that $1 million bond. And to later on, when they found out, we change of plans, spin a change of plans. Because he didn't think, see, Cassie is standing up now. She's standing up. I'm tired of you running over top of me. It's time for me to be a woman, put my big girl panties on, and stand up to the monster that you are. And she did that. And now he done been with her for 11 years. She never stood up to him like she's standing up to him now. And I'm thank God that baby girl, the motherfucker, she fighting back. She is fighting back. I ain't having it. You text me or cause sometimes they get tablets in jail and they can, you know what I mean? So she showed all of that. We not doing that no more. I'm tired of you running me and trying to make me like a punk or just running over top of me as a man. Like at the end of the day, she stood up and I yeah, Cassie. Cassie did her thing.
But Moranian asked Combs, I'm sure you don't want to go back to MDC. He comically shook his head, no, and he's been known to kind of react like that in trial. Laughter burst out in the courtroom. Obviously, there was levity, having been acquitted of the most serious counts. So he shook his head, no, like, I definitely don't want to go back there. And so only within an hour, these parties, both parties, have to submit an official letter. Mark Buffalo, what does that bail package look like? And you have a person who executes this bail package. You have to meet with pretrial services before you can completely execute a bail package. And then the prosecution has to present case law. Under these circumstances, have we had a circumstance where you have a defendant who has still been convicted of 2 counts of interstate prostitution? Should they still be released on bond? So Comey again said this is off the cuff. We weren't expecting it, but we need to dig into the case law, and we need to come back with a letter saying why we oppose it. And this is no different than any of the fierce infighting we have seen throughout this trial. Neither side has been given an inch when it comes to the one single line of the wording that goes back to the jury responses, what text messages are in, what videos go in. They are fighting tooth and nail this entire trial. The jury has been paying attention this entire trial. They've been talking to each other even when they were told not to talk to each other about the trial. We saw them reacting to the testimony. So this is a culmination of 2 months. 8 weeks of long days of testimony. Sometimes
this news case is not lying. It's been a lot of things that was not even supposed to happen in this case. Jurors was talking to each other while they in court, saying, whispering, writing notes to each, passing it. Pass that one. Like, who does? It just was a whole lot going on since the case started that was not supposed to be going on. They should have been just like, you know what? Exactly. They should have been did him. He looking at them like with stares. You better not say him. Like you over here tampering with the jurors and all of this stuff, because I say a lot sometimes. If you looking at, y'all know I say a lot. Shoot, body language, eyes. This man, he been disrespectful through the whole court trial. From beginning to the end. And the jurors also. The whole thing was a shit show. That sound like
laborious testimony with federal agents just reading out text messages, going through the inventory of what was found at the searches of each of his homes, the LA home, the Miami home, and his mother has been in trial every day, in the courtroom every day. His sons come mostly every day.
Yeah.
We did see his 3 daughters at the beginning of the trial, but when it began to get heavy with the testimony.
Darla has been describing the emotion in the courtroom just a short time ago. That is Sean Combs' mother. They are really, really close. Her waving to the crowd, obviously relieved that the verdict essentially went her son's way this morning. He was not convicted of the most.
Now, any other time, when she be walking through that court, she don't really say too much. They be like, hey, Miss Combs. She be like, hi. But she don't be all like, you can tell today, she was very happy. She was. Swicko said, "Peace my ass." Cause the mother like this. Look, she was like this, like walking, like happy as a whore. Oh yeah, I bet you she ain't got that same energy. Not right now. She ain't got that same energy.
These charges. And to that end, we've had an opportunity to speak with other family members, right, Mike?
To your point, Sandra, Sean Combs looking at his mom, among other family members, and said, I love you, Mama, right after the verdict was read. In fact, some of the family members are in Lower Manhattan, waiting to see what happens, whether or not Mr. is released.
Yeah, she kept on saying, my baby coming home.
But if you're paying more than $30
My
a
baby
month on
coming
car
home.
insurance.
Psych. Nigga in the trick bag. He did not see that coming. And that's what I'm talking about. Now that made a good movie right there. Cause boom, you thought it was something, and then boom, right at the end, you thought she was getting away with it. Bam! October? That's a lot of time. October? Everybody was happy. Everybody was like, yeah, baby. They had a party outside, I'm trying to tell y'all. They was like, let Diddy go. Let Diddy go. Let Diddy go. Baby. Hold on. Shauna is back. Let me get back to it's not funny, but it's crazy how God moves in certain ways, because it looked like it was about to be and then it looked like he was definitely walking out that door. But they had a surprise.
Shauna, your reaction? Are you surprised?
I'm a little
He
surprised,
fucked it up himself,
but I think that
though.
this judge looked at
He
the letters
did
that
it
were
to
submitted.
himself.
He looked at the government's
What's up,
arguments,
guys?
and essentially he's in the home stretch, right? He's already served what would be technically a portion of his sentence, and the judge probably wants no mishaps, and he does not want it to happen on this during his tenure.
And some more context to that. Judge Subramanian said, quote, the jury convicted the defendant of counts 3 and 5, and for the following reasons, bail is denied. And we sort of have lost that sight a little bit as we're talking about this case in full today, because while Sean Combs was acquitted of the most serious charges, he still was convicted of 2.
Absolutely.
So what happens now? What's the process moving forward?
So now he will remain incarcerated as he has been. We will have this sentencing hearing that will come forth, like I said, in approximately 30 to 60 days. They're going to get recommendations from the Department of Sentencing and Corrections. They will also get arguments from both the prosecution, which is going to include all aggravating factors. They're also going to get all mitigating factors from the defense. He will hear arguments, and then he will set the sentence.
Wow. And the judge, and just to follow this up, the judge agrees with federal prosecutors and their argument that detention is, quote, mandatory for the Mann Act conviction. Now, help us understand, because counts 3 and 5, we're dealing with the Mann Act, which deals with prostitution.
Correct.
Right.
What is the Mann Act, and what does that mean in sort of layperson's terms?
So it's essentially taking someone from place to place. It was named after the Sentinel case. It was basically taking.
And it was created in the 1900s,
Correct.
1910, I believe.
Correct.
Yeah.
And it was really to ensure that, and this is what the argument was of the defense, right? It was traditionally so that way we did not have people being moved for prostitution. And it was somewhat racially based, some would argue. So that is why that argument came up in the beginning when they said that he was even being charged with this. There was that argument that there are Caucasian men that do this all the time because he is an African American man, that he is being prosecuted under this act that is hardly ever used. However, the judge found that it is persuasive because what they want to make sure is that this person doesn't continue to.
Yeah, they definitely tried to change it into the race thing, but that didn't hurt. I mean, that didn't work, because even still, Diddy knows what's right from wrong. Why would you follow what the white man do or what they did? Follow yourself. You got your own money. You had your own empire. Diddy got millions and millions of dollars. At the end of the day, you the one that decided to act a fool and do what you did. Ain't nobody else make you do it. Ain't no white man made you do it. So I don't even feel as though it's a black and white thing at this point, because not even only that, some white people do get convicted. But it's more or less than the blacks. I get that part. I get that. But at the end of the day, half of them, man, Diddy, man, God tired of him. God is tired of him. That's all. That's it. Ain't no, what the white man did and this, that, and the third. It's all about what you did. And you lucky, because if they did it on the black and white thing, I believe that he would have been charged with a RICO. If it was like a black and white, because he a black man and this and the third, I believe they would have did the RICO and took all of his money, took his whole everything, which he wouldn't have been left with nothing. So I don't even want to listen to that route because that's some BS.
Do this while out.
Right.
He still has to be
Yes,
sentenced.
he
and
is,
so
Swecco.
it's not
Yes,
as though
he
he got
is.
acquitted of everything today and can just go home. And so the judge found that
evil
persuasive.
Certainly an argument that Cassie Ventura's attorney echoed as well. Shauna Lloyd, stand by. We want to go to Kimberly Richardson now because she's just outside the courthouse with this reaction. And you have these people that are waiting. They thought there was a chance that they could see Sean Combs walk out of that courthouse tonight. We know that's not going to happen.
Not today.
That is not going to happen, Mike, and you're right. People started gathering here earlier today when the verdict was announced. In fact, the NYPD for a time this afternoon shut down Worth here in front of the federal courthouse to traffic because the crowd was growing. NYPD officers are out here right now. But yes, they were waiting, hoping to see Sean Combs walk out of the front door here, his family also. But in those letters to the judges, both sides, the attorneys, the defense wrote in part, they said he needs and wants to be with and remain with his family. The government, in its letter to the judge, insisted keeping Combs behind bars, saying it sends a dangerous message that wealth and influence can shield someone indefinitely from accountability. Another person we have heard from today through her attorney, Cassie Ventura, she weighed in after the verdict, and she said she believes that Combs is likely to pose a danger to the victims who testified in this case, including herself and the community. So the judge listening in the end to the prosecutor, keeping Sean Combs behind bail. Remember when the behind bars. Remember when the verdict was read. Combs dropped to his knees. At one point, the judge said, you know, we may or may not send you back to MDC. He was shaking his head. No, I do not want to go back there. It looks like right now, at this point, he is heading back to that federal prison. The next step, sentencing, we will learn a date when that will happen. I don't think that has come down yet, but that's the next step in that. So between now and then, Sean Combs will go right back where he was this morning. He will not be going to his mansion in Miami.
Yes, which student has a better chance of getting into an Ivy League school?
See you when I see you, homie. That's why Gina said nothing. And Gina spoke out the other day. I seen her on Instagram talking about he's not a bad person and she's not afraid and this, that, and the third. These people are contradictable at the end of the day because you were saying all of this stuff. She's another one. You were saying all of this stuff, and I believe either did he pay her off or he probably threatened her too, because now all of a sudden she claims she not scared, but she was missing for a minute. Not missing, but she wasn't like coming out and all of this stuff. Yeah, she is afraid. Ain't nobody. You can look. Did you see her body language when they was talking to her? And she trying to act like she's strong and she not scared. You can see in her face that she was afraid. But if you say the wrong thing, and to get back to Diddy, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you in trouble. You best to know it. And then, all right, allegedly too, y'all, what I heard was Diddy's son, or one of them, or two, I don't know, allegedly, y'all, was looking for Tisa Tales, because Tisa Tales was telling the everything and what was going on in the trial, and she wanted him to go down. And she said on her page that they was asking where her whereabouts and all of this stuff. Yes, she saw how the case was going. Yeah, and she you know, she put her opinion on it just like everybody else did. Why come for her? I mean, some of the things, I ain't even gonna speak on her. But anyway, today she said that she heard that Diddy's son was looking for her and all of this stuff. Like they just like they father. They gonna be winding up sitting in the federal prison with him too. If they keep on doing these antics and all of this shenanigans, they gonna be right there with him. Yeah, Tisa Tales was there today. Yeah, you got to go back and watch her her thing if you ain't already watched it. She definitely was there today. She was there. She was there for mostly mostly the whole trial. Next cell, yes, next then on the next cell next to him. Fuck around, put them all in the cell together. All three of them, just put them all together. They want to be animals together. Put them all together. In the maroon dress. Oh my God, girl. Yes, but that's crazy because them sons act just like him, especially the one that looked like him. Let's get into this a little bit more. I don't even know if he's still alive.
Big enough character that everybody got an opinion about this guy. That's how big of a character he is too. Everybody got their own thought on him. You know what I'm saying? My girl Sarah.
Was Tina in the maroon dress?
I think I know. Walk with the little front.
Tina Turner. Oh, Tisa. Yeah. She was. I think it was more like a suit. Yeah, but she was cute today. Yeah.
I just need a little piece. I need beautiful. I tell you, beautiful ladies.
Yes, girl.
Good
Yes.
day, ladies. I know, mommy. You
And
beautiful,
people
mommy.
was yelling at her live stream today, talking about Tisa is a liar and all of that stuff. They was like going after her. It was a lot today. I was watching T there, girl. It's a lot of people there. Armand, it's a lot of people there. So I've been watching a lot of different people lives and to see what's going on because everybody ain't gonna show the same angles and the same thing because a lot of them is doing their own thing. I haven't seen Dinat though. I haven't seen Dinat. But Tisa already said if Diddy got caught not guilty, she was getting out of there. She said she was gonna be on the next thing smoking. She getting the hell up out of there because Diddy, even though he might don't come for you himself, he have money and power to make somebody else come after you. You know what I'm saying? So she was saying that if he basically get off, she getting the hell up out of there. She did. She did. It ain't funny, but yeah, I mean, Diddy is dangerous. He's dangerous at this point. He's dangerous at that point. If you going to not give a hell about what's going on at the court and you still sat there and sent some text messages, we don't know what they said yet on the text messages, to Cassie. And Cassie told, well, her lawyer told the judge and all of that. Yeah. And they denied his bail. He would have came home, but they denied his bail after they seen the stuff that he was doing.
Facts. You know we don't go. No, we don't go straight.
Whatever you like.
Who next?
But I was just basically trying to show y'all about a little bit what's going on. Remember, did she say where Oprah and did somebody say where Tyler Perry? They are geeking. They is down here tripping.
Mix it a heat. Mix it a heat. Hey, you all right? That's right. What a day. So Diddy got found.
She said yes, he is.
RICO. Then got his bail denied. Diddy got found not guilty of a RICO and trafficking. The two institutions caught him up, like I knew it would most likely. And now his bail is just denied. because of some messages that they say between Cassie and him. And I think these messages were submitted by Cassie's lawyer.
After the whole shit?
Right now, he's had a bail hearing at 5 p.m.
I know.
Yes, after all of that. Yeah, so now they brought back these messages. And this message, I guess these messages are part of the reason of why, I don't know if he's saying some threats in these messages, most likely. So it's going to be something like that, probably. And they say, you know what, you're a threat, you're a risk, we'll deny. Sorry. You already know. Oota go.
So, y'all, listen, y'all, at this point, can they use those threats and give him another charge? Y'all see what I'm saying? Because this still happened while he was going to in trial. He was in trial when he did this. So can they put another charge on him? Because you threaten basically a witness. And you still... The trial? No. He did this before the trial, before he got sentenced. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. But he's still on trial. Can they do something with it now? Sweatcoat, what you think? Y'all think bitch someone up by he did we don't know what was in these messages or whatever, but it had to been something serious for them to deny his bail. Of course, we already know I ain't even gonna say allegedly, because at this point, if they deny his bail, it had to been something bad. We know it wasn't like, baby, I love you and I thank you for not making me look like a bad guy. It had to been something bad. So, can they bring... I'm thinking it's going to that part. Yeah. But do y'all think they can put a case on him about that while he's still in jail? They saying flight risk. I'm talking about the messages, though. And even with Deontay Nash. Deontay Nash supposed to send a letter to the judge too. He's another one that was accused, but they threw his case out. He woke up with his gut.
I think it's unfair. I think that
out. And had too much proof. You ain't go to the hospital. You know what I'm saying?
I think that everyone...
Because you had like some proof saying that something happened with him. He knows, but he didn't have...
1 minute he's fucking chopping it up with Charlie.
I don't think so.
And then the next minute...
He was there too since the begun.
No, we always knew that Diddy was freaky. He's always told us that he was freaky, so nothing about this changes my view on him.
Do you think, despite whether or not he should be in jail, justice was served for the prostitution charges?
I guess. Legally, it would be considered prostitution, so I get that.
Oh, okay, bitch. So my look, I see what you're saying. They should. They definitely should. Because you're still not out
Tell me a little bit about
threatening people.
why you came down here.
Or you shouldn't even contacted her, period. She did her testimony and that was that. You shouldn't even be contacting this girl, period.
Back Woody.
Yes, girl. A lot of people got the baby oil. They was giving it away today. They was giving away baby oils. Look, they gave away baby oils and t-shirts today. Saying a RICO and a RICO, and then they had...
I got my oils and I got my Astro glide too in my backpack.
Okay, it's a party down there right now. They down there turning all the way up. But Diddy ain't walking out them doors. Not today. Diddy said, what the fuck? What's going on? I paid y'all the bill. It was denied. What the fuck? Oh, Jesus.
I'm back with you. I'm actually from New York. I'm a Diddy's quarterback. I'm actually good friends. Yesterday, I mean the other day at the Pride Parade, I may have
Tootsie Roll business. That was Tootsie Roll. The Tootsie Roll. Rolled his ass back in there.
Mac Woody, I love you. Here, get him in oil. Get him his oil in peace. Get him his oil. I'm about to give him a consensual.
They down there tripping out.
You want to see me pass him the consensual? Thank you.
Let me see what else. No, he put it on himself. No, he took on the baby oil, man. I was waiting for him to come home tonight because we was going to have a freak off.
Nasty work.
Guys, we was going to have a freak off tonight.
Nasty work, nasty work.
See you next time, Diddy. Dum dum Diddy. Dum dum Diddy.
That was denied, bro.
That was, he was, the boy is a fool. And they like the boy is a fool. He a fool. Baby, oh, hey. It's Tootsie Roll, man. Tiny, tiny little boot. Tiny, tiny little doop. A tiny, tiny little boop. That's a Tootsie Roll for you.
Put your hands on who bite.
Girl, it's a lot coming up. People speaking out more. People is definitely speaking out more.
For the family gonna come out. It was a high.
That's why they denied this stuff.
Our mom back there.
But it's more and more people coming out almost every week about the Diddy. No. As long as he be locked up, they probably ain't really scared to come out. But he would have been out if he ain't said nothing. If he didn't do what he did, he would have made it. But no, that's his ego, and the way he is, because he's the devil, he's the monster. He couldn't even just. Alright, y'all, I'm gonna do it a little bit more live with Oota. Oota on go, y'all. Oota on go. Just Oota on go. Live stream right now. You can let it in. That's the what? You can let it in, son. You gonna stab it a little bit, especially where the leg and the thigh, because sometimes it be really right there. Y'all, this is live. This is live right now. This is what's going on there now. Right now, online. Oh shit! I thought I put it on. Oh, it is on. I don't see it on my thing. I can't hardly hear what they saying. No, it's not you. It's this is song. Bitch, time I look, where is you living for? Girl, you is tripping. Ah.
Love.
course. Outside in a real life. Outside in a real life.
Make sure y'all hit the like button, hit the like, hit the like, hit the like. Let's run them up to see roll. A tiny roll. Tiny roll. What they say? You couldn't work the middle because your thing too little. That was one of his songs. Let me do the Popeye on the cha-cha. You the best at that. Now watch my mind. No, great. Say my name, baby. And who don't like me on the TV? Yes, that is so old. Because she said you couldn't work in the middle because the thing too little. That's Lil Kim said that. Now it's making sense. See, we don't be paying attention. We ain't know she was talking about him. You and Cody knew. She was talking about Diddy. She been said his thing was too little. Lil Kim said you couldn't work the middle. It's the thing too little. And he was in the back doing his Diddy bye. Who wrote that song? Biggie. Because they said Diddy didn't never, he was just the man behind the money. He was a producer. Right, yeah. He was doing something like Drew. You get 0, I get 100. No, you get 99.
Back in the day.
No, he get 99 and you get 1%. Yeah. Not all of it. You know that. Yeah.
Yeah, but did your job, Oota?
They got a bidding war going with me, all the networks.
ABC all day.
You know that's my main
ABC all day.
ABC. But I told him I ain't with the one eye business.
Alright, it don't look like too much.
Got one eye shit.
You ain't with the one eye? You sure?
You got to put 2 hours in my car.
This where the trial was at, cuz. Stop playing, yo. What you're saying.
Yeah. You're fine, but I would just prefer if we keep it classy just a little bit in the comments. That's it.
I want to get me a stand up. We got a stand up. A lot of them do. There's a lot of them out there don't.
Say nothing about
Turned it?
entitled to your opinion.
I got the good one.
I'm against no one.
Better than good.
I had for 40 days and 40 nights like my Uncle Jesus. Right? Been out here for 40 days and 40 nights like my Uncle Jesus.
How you had the phone on?
We outside. Everybody wants some shirts.
Right.
I'm lucky I ain't left people. And I got my personal bottle.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that was nice.
Lucky you come home.
Where's Emma?
All right, y'all, we about to wrap this up. Make sure y'all hit like button.
Okay, I got you.
Subscribe if you haven't. So we can trip out.
You don't go nowhere. You see me here asking you for.
Oh, yeah.
He tell you don't go nowhere.
I might come right back because I definitely got to get something else out of my chest because tomorrow I'm not going to be able to get my hair done and all the rest of stuff. So I might come back with the Kimani update. Kimani Latif update.
Oh, that wasn't fast enough.
Let me turn this on.
See that white girl left.
Yeah, so I might come back with the Kimani Latif update. What's going on with the court situation? I probably just do that real quick because that's gonna be real quick, real fast, real quick. Ain't nothing long, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? So give me a minute and I'm gonna come back with the update and let's see what's going on with that because I haven't got a chance to look at it either. So we're gonna be definitely looking at it together. So yeah, cause the father Darnell went back to court today. So I don't know what happened, but we gonna watch it together if y'all come back. Give me like about 10 minutes and I'll be right back. Just give me like 10 minutes. I ain't doing that. I'm still at the computer because once I get up, I'm not gonna be right back. I'm gonna call it a night. But I know I ain't gonna be able to do it tomorrow, so I'm gonna do it right now. So I love y'all. I'll see y'all in about 10 minutes. About to set it up right now. I love y'all. I'll see y'all in the free. Thank y'all for stopping by. Y'all, I love y'all. Y'all too. Y'all my bitches. Y'all my bitches. I swear to God. I love y'all. All right, baby. I see y'all in a few minutes.